Hello again. Part 3 of easy wallpaper removal without chemicals using a hand steamer, a fabric steamer. Did run into some difficulties in the last one with a little bit of the pieces sticking, and I think it's because the drywall that's not primed, that doesn't have, you see right up here, the part that doesn't have the primer on it, that's where it's sticking pretty bad. But where it is primed, it's coming off just fine. And the funny thing is, over here in the shower, where I painted the wallpaper, is coming off even easier. So that should be pretty easy to just tear that right off. So I'm going to show you a little bit more of taking this wallpaper down with the steamer and see if I can get a nice big piece off for you this time. Turning my steamer on here. I did do a little bit of scraping ahead of time to try to get it started because at the seams it's very, very heavy with glue. It must have been not pre-pasted wallpaper. They must have pasted it themselves, and at the seams put on extra paste because it's really been a bugger to get off there. So you can see I damaged the drywall a little bit in a couple of spots. Being very careful, it still damaged it because there's just so much paste on there. So I am going to have to spackle that a little bit to get it nice and smooth and then sand everything down before I prime. Just a little bit of extra work, but couldn't be helped. So got my steamer going here. It should be heating up pretty soon. Let's see. Oh, I need to put more water in it. Let's pause for a second. Let's get some water in this. Okay. Have water in the little steamer again, and it's heating up. I need to get some of this paste off of this scraper. It's pretty loaded with paste from scraping. There we go. Okay. All right, we're heating. And let's start with this piece right here. I think I'm going to continue going top to bottom because that was working really well when I started it before. So I'm using the steamer to heat the top of the wallpaper and pulling down as I go. And here comes the steam. Just again, be careful because the steam, of course, is very hot and you can burn yourself. A steam burn is no fun. Okay, we're steaming. And it is softening up that glue underneath. And look at that. Look at it coming right off. Peeling right off. Another little damaged mark there on the sheetrock that I'll have to patch. That's okay. Just got to be really careful with the scraper not to gouge deep. Okay, most of that came off in one swipe. That was nice. Nice big piece of wallpaper came off with just steam. This little piece right here, I think I can pull off. Scrape it off even with a fingernail at this point. Yeah, look at that. There it goes. And you'll see little pieces stuck here and there probably, but they can be lightly sanded off later before priming. You do need to wash the walls down. If I didn't say this earlier on the other video, wash the walls down very good after you're done getting all this off, because if there's any sticky glue, paste residue on there, your paint or anything else you put up is not going to stick. So, got to wash the wall down really well. Spackle anything you need to spackle, any little dings like this, and then prime. I wasn't going to prime originally. I have a really good paint with primer in it. It's scrubbable, but with these dings and the fact that I'm going to have to spackle a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and prime first with a white primer and then paint. So I may wind up doing 3 coats with the primer instead of just 2 coats. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's see how this piece is going to come up. I'm going to go bottom to top this time so you can see it really well. And this is at the seam right here, I believe. Yeah, there's a seam right there. So, let's see how it does. Not bad. Still getting stuck in some places where there's heavy glue. So it'll take a bit of work to get all this up. Have to do a little bit of scraping with my handy dandy scraper here or my 5-in-1 tool to get some of this extra paper that is just stuck with so much paste off. Again, I'm trying not to damage the drywall, but it's coming up a little bit with this because there's just so much glue on here. Let me try to get this piece up without getting any more of that drywall off. There we go. So that wasn't too bad. Okay. And we'll move on to this piece right here. Steam it some. Remember, you got to keep it hot and wet as you go. If you let it cool too much, the glue starts to harden back up. So to keep the glue, the paste soft, you have to peel as you steam. There we go. Let's get this piece here. And if you need to, you can go underneath a little bit. That helps as well. Just trying not to burn myself. Steam burns are no fun. And you can see some holes that I had some hardware towel holder hooked up. So I'll spackle those as well when I fix these little parts of drywall that got damaged. Nothing too bad, nothing too deep. And it's coming up nicely. Look at that. Nice. No chemicals. Trying to be as healthy as possible here. And that wasn't bad at all. Look at that. So I'm going to continue doing that. I'm not going to bore you to death as you watch me do the whole thing. Get it all done, and then I can show you spackling the sheetrock and the little holes that I left. Thanks for watching.